All right, good morning. How's everyone today? Are you ready for tech time? Yay! Today we're going to create a book in Book Creator using we'll continue our lesson from our word cloud. So before we start, I'm actually going to invite Mrs. Joe to start us off with our blank sheet of paper. So can everyone have your blank sheet of paper out? All right. Hi, Mrs. Joe.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right. We know what to do with our paper, right? We're going to do step 1, which is get organized. Take your paper and let me show you my screen also, just in case you forgot. There we go. All right. So I already started organizing. When you do step 1, you're taking your paper, you can fold it into thirds, and then you draw the lines. Then we draw the circles. If you joined us for the our writing time that we have together on Zoom, then you have done this already twice this week. So this is the third time making this organizer. All right, so step 1, get organized. We draw the lines, circles, and then we're going to fill the circles. So we're just getting our organizer ready, and we're going to start looking at, well, what do we put in the boxes also to help us? And then you're going to be doing the majority of your writing with your teacher next week, right? So we just want to set it up. So remember, if you guys have been joining us for our lesson this week, we learned about informational text structure. And so you want to think about that as you're getting your writing ready. So I would say in my mind, informational text is nonfiction. That's true information. It always has the same parts. Remember that? Introduction, body, conclusion. In the introduction, hook in the reader. So I'm going to put an H. Hook in the reader and introduce the big idea. I'm going to put T for topic sentence. Big idea, another way to say that when we have an actual sentence is the topic sentence or thesis statement when it gets fancier. Body is filled with information, information, information. And remember, we learned the 2 different ways to organize our body. There's more than 2 ways, actually, but the ones that you will use mostly in your grade levels is the 2, which is one is categories. Doesn't matter how you give the information. It could be in any order, or it has to be in a sequence because it has to be in a certain order. And if you think about, okay, I shared this one before. I said, oh, if you're talking about how a volcano erupts, we can't say the lava starts to come out of the hole in the beginning. Okay, we have to have an order. If you're talking about life cycle of a shark, you have to put it in order, right? So that's sequencing, an order. But if you're categorizing, just putting, it doesn't matter what makes you happy. What are some places that you like to go? What do you like to do after school? Or, what are your hobbies? It doesn't matter what order, then we do 1, 2, 3. We're going to be writing about what gives you joy. So I want you to show me, is it number 1, categories? It doesn't matter the order that we give the information? Or is it 2, we have to give it in order because it's important that we put it in a certain order? Does it not matter? 1 finger. Does it matter that we put it in order? Or does it not matter? Okay, so let's do that again. 1 finger, show me 1 finger if you think, yeah, what gives me joy? It doesn't matter which order I write it in. Number 2, it matters because it has to have a sequence. What do you think? Show me. 1 finger or 2. Okay, is it categories? It doesn't matter. I could say what gives me joy. My family, my dog, ice cream. I can say ice cream gives me joy. My dog, my family. Does it matter? Is it categories or sequence? Yeah, categories. Categories, because it doesn't matter. So we're gonna put 1, 2, 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter what order we put our things that give us joy. And then body is filled with information, 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 all about the big idea. What gives me joy, right? And then conclusion. Repeat the big idea, but use different words. End it with the snap. Let's go ahead. This is our getting organized, and then we're going to put in our secret formula right here in the middle. Ready? S, light bulb. Secret formula in the conclusion. T for transition. S for subject. Big idea. There we go, but we're going to do it in different words. All right. One more thing I want you to add after you do this is we have T, D, E. Transition, detail, expand. You're going to do that in each of these. Now, our writing for what gives me joy is it's a shorter essay. It's a shorter writing piece. You're doing multiple paragraphs. However, you're not going to put a lot of detail as you may for some other topic. So that's why we can just put TDE, one transition, details. Okay. But when you start to write more information, then you might have more than one transition in each box. But for this assignment, you could just have one idea here and just put one detail with one expanding. Okay. All right. TDE. Transition, say that with me. Ready, go. Transition, detail, expand. Okay. TDE. Say that to your neighbor. TDE. Now tell them transition, detail, expand. Yep. All right. So, and you would write down what gives you joy right there. Okay. I'm just going to show you. You don't have to do this now. You're going to do it next week. Number 1, I might say family. Okay. What's something else that gives me joy? I might say ice cream.
Actually, Mrs. Joe, can you
Yes?
we would actually like them to start filling this out right now quietly as I guide the teachers in creating
Oh,
their book creator link.
okay. So, boys and girls, go ahead and write down the 3 things. You already did the 10 words, so you're going to fill in what the 3 things are. So out of the 10 things, you're picking the 3. Go ahead, write it down. Okay, write down what they are. Okay, I wrote my 3. You're going to write your 3.
Okay, teachers, at this time, if you can work with me, it's gonna just take a few minutes. And the students, everyone else, you're going to be filling out your 3 things that you want to be writing about. This is going to go into your book, okay? So take this time to think about the 3 things that you want to put into your book, the 3 things that give you joy, okay? Teachers, if you can go to your computers, we're going to create our book creator link to share with our students. So,
All right. And students, if you're not sure about the transition words right now, you can leave it blank. Remember, I told you that's what's great about the organizer. So you can leave transitions blank until your teacher gives you maybe a list of transition words that you can use. So go and just put the detail and expand.